more and more consumers are upside down or underwater or out of equity on their cars, and it's starting to show up in major news stories across the country. And here's one that talks about somebody who is $29,000 out of equity, meaning that they owe $29,000 more than their car is worth. And the way they're trying to get out of it is to buy a new Mercedes-Benz and pay $2,500 a month for a Mercedes-Benz. And you might say, well, gee, if you're already $30,000 upside down in your car, why would you want to buy a Mercedes-Benz and pay $2,500? Well, part of the reason is that may be the only way out without doing a car short sale. And we'll talk later about how to do a short sale to get out of this negative equity. But for this person, what they're trying to do is roll over that negative equity into their next car. So if you have $30,000 negative equity, that has to be tacked on and added on to the next car. Well, you can't do that with a cheap car. If you buy a $20,000, I don't even know if there are $20,000 cars anymore, but let's say a $25,000 Honda Civic, and you want to add on $30,000 worth of extra negative equity, you're trying to finance now, $55,000, more than double the price of that car. The book value is not going to match up. It's easier to hide negative equity on a more expensive car. If you buy a $70,000 car and you want to hide $29,000, now you're trying to finance $99,000 on a $70,000 car. Many lenders will give you 15 or 20% over the MSRP or the. You will be back in your video in just a few seconds. In the meantime, remember that actualhuman.com offers you live one-on-one private video consultation with an expert in this exact subject. We want to listen to your story. We want to hear your questions. We want to give you expert advisement of your options and tell you what we know about your particular situation. Now back to your video. Book value of the car plus some add-ons. So when you have negative equity, sometimes the way that is handled is by putting the negative equity onto a more expensive car. It's easier to bury it. It's easier to hide it, but it just prolongs the problem. You're going to be now with a saddle with a high payment, in this case $2,500, and the depreciation on a $70,000 car is going to be a lot more than on a cheaper car. So this is why a car short sale is sometimes a better way to go. Another article talks about how this is becoming more common. A rising share of consumers owe more on their car than it's worth. 1 in 5 consumers had negative equity of more than $10,000. Not 1 in 5 have negative equity at all. More than 5 figures, right? 20% have more than $10,000 buried on their car. That's a serious deal. It's a very serious deal. So what you want to do is find out whether or not you have an out, whether or not you can somehow get rid of this negative equity using a car short sale, using some other type of method. You can get more information at the link below. But if you do have negative equity and it's significant, more than 1,000 or 2, you want to look at options, because it will continue to add up. If you roll it into another car, it's not going to go away. It's just going to become at some point an irreplaceable stain on your credit, and you're just going to be slaved to a car payment. It's going to keep going up and up and up. So you're not alone in the world. 20% of people have more than $10,000. So if you have less than $10,000, you're actually in good shape, but you still want to look to see how you can address it. Thank you for watching another video at actualhuman.com and describe.tv. Remember, if you have questions or comments about our videos, put them in the link below. Also, remember that you have availability and access to live one-on-one question and answer consultation with a licensed expert in a number of fields: investigations, insurance, surety bonds, civil court mediation, even things like real estate records research, real estate brokers, real estate mortgage lenders. In addition, you're going to find that experts are available in business segments, business development, marketing, advertising, certified licensed experts. So if you do find this content valuable and you want to delve more deeply into a subject, you can't ask YouTube a question, right? But if you want to talk to somebody live, an actual human, use the link below. Thanks for watching.